Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank our media personnel for taking your time out in such a short notice on Sunday. I truly appreciate it. Please give a round of applause for all of them. Thank you. I also like to thank Rajinder Sidhu, Parliamentary Secretary to Minister of Foreign Affairs, MP Ruby Sahota, and MP Sonia Sidhu, and community leaders for being here today. As you may be aware, that the Honorable Melanie Joly, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, has announced the Indo-Pacific strategy today in Vancouver. I thought it would be better to have the media, especially Pakistani media, because it's a big day for Pakistan as well, that to have a roundtable on the announcement. And I have requested my friend Rajinder Sidhu, as a Parliamentary Secretary for Foreign Affairs, to provide you with an update on this announcement. Now, I would like to turn over to my friend Rajinder Sidhu. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. Jiyayanu. Thank you, everyone who joined us here today on a very busy Sunday. I'd like to acknowledge that we are joined here today on the traditional territories of Mississaugas of the New Credit First Nation. I am joined by my colleagues, MP Sonia Sidhu, MP Ruby Sahota, and I'd like to thank Shafkat Ji for hosting all of us here today for this Pakistani media roundtable on today's Indo-Pacific announcement. Just a few hours ago, Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister, Minister Joly, announced our Indo-Pacific strategy in Vancouver, alongside Minister Ng, Minister Sajjan, and Minister Mendocino. This generational strategy for the Indo-Pacific region and creating opportunities for Canadians is truly inspirational. There is no doubt that the Indo-Pacific region is part of Canada's DNA. 1 in 5 Canadians have family ties to the region. 50% of the world's GDP will come from this region by 2040. 65% of the world's population lives in this region, and it's the fastest growing region in the world. 6 of Canada's top 13 trading partners are in this region, which has $47 trillion of economic activity. Our long-awaited Indo-Pacific strategy serves to assert the importance of the region and harness the potential for Canadians and now and for many generations to come. Over the past 2 weeks, you heard Minister Melanie Joly outline the principles of the strategy in Toronto during her speech. In Cambodia, the Prime Minister, Minister Ng, and Minister Joly elevated our relationship with ASEAN to the level of strategic partner, which is a huge achievement for Canada. In Indonesia, they announced $750 million in financing for sustainable infrastructure across the region. And in Thailand, they announced a new series of trade missions, Canada's first agriculture office in the region, and expanded diplomatic capacity. Today, we shared the full picture of how Canada intends not just to engage, but to lead in the midst of a generational global shift. Every issue that matters to Canadians, from national security, our economic prosperity, democratic values, climate change, human rights, will be shaped by this relationship Canada has with Indo-Pacific countries. The central tenet of our Indo-Pacific strategy is acting in Canada's national interest while defending our values. It is about positioning Canada to be a reliable partner now and for next generations to come. It is an ambitious plan for the next decade, beginning with nearly $2.3 billion investment over the next 5 years. The strategy is built around 5 objectives. First, peace and security. In response to increasingly complex threats to Canadian security in both physical and digital spaces, we are investing to promote peace and security throughout the region. We are increasing our military presence, including our naval presence. We are bolstering our collaboration and contribution to the Five Eyes. We are doing more to protect Canadians from foreign interference and cybersecurity threats. As climate change redraws maritime routes and major countries look to the north and to the North Pacific as a gateway there, we will continue to protect the Arctic and uphold our Arctic sovereignty. Second, expanding trade and investment. As you all know, Canada is a trading nation. Many of our jobs depend on trade. Capturing the economic potential that comes with the rapid growth of the Indo-Pacific, we are investing to create trade opportunities for Canadian businesses to diversify and bring more of Canada to new markets across the world. Third, we are connecting our people, the heart of our relationships with the region. We are strengthening our international assistance. As you've seen in Pakistan and many regions of the world, there's many disasters occurring where Canada has stepped up to provide support. We will expand the number of scholarships available to students coming from ASEAN countries and to Canadians who want to go there on exchanges. And we will bolster visa capacity, not only in Pakistan, in Islamabad, in New Delhi, in Chandigarh, and in Manila, in the Philippines, making it easier for more families to visit Canada. It's currently going to be roughly a $75 million investment. Fourth, building a sustainable and green future. As a country with a coastline spanning 3 oceans, we understand the impacts of climate change on not just the health of our planet, but also its stability. And lastly, expanding Canada's presence in the region. We are answering the call from regional partners for expanding and deepened engagement. We will appoint a special envoy for the Indo-Pacific region to coordinate our approach, managing and implementation of this strategy. We will have more resources in key embassies around the world, especially in this region, more Canadians at the table to defend and promote our interest. Now, I want to come back to the important work many MPs here and across our Liberal caucus have done to build on this strategy and how it impacts their communities and neighborhoods. Today, MP Shafqat Ali has asked me to come speak to what this means for the Pakistani-Canadian community through the hard work of so many, including Minister Kamal Khera, MP Shafqat Ali, MP Ikra Khalid, MP Salma Zahid, MP Akwinder Gahir, MP Richie Beldes, MP Rob Elephant, MP Sonia Sidhu, MP Adam Van Coverton, and many Liberal MPs that have been advocating for an office in Islamabad, and today we're happy to be here to say, you know what, all the advocacy that they have done on the road with Global Affairs, with Minister Jolie, with Minister Fraser, our Immigration Minister, has led to this fruitful announcement today. They have advocated for processing capabilities in Pakistan, as many of you are aware, did not exist in recent years. It was important for the community to see this and have been very persistent with Minister Jolie and Minister Fraser, and through their non-stop efforts, $74.6 million in this strategy will be to enhance Canada's visa processing capacity within Canada, and of course in Pakistan, Islamabad, in Chandigarh, in New Delhi, and in the Philippines. This will help strengthen people-to-people ties, people-to-people exchanges, will bolster visa processing capacity in the region to ease access for students and to family members. This initiative will enhance visa processing capacity for visitors to Canada. These new resources will support ongoing efforts to accommodate the high volume of TRVs, which we call temporary resident visa applications, including visas, work permits from the region as well. Our government will also continue to provide critical humanitarian assistance, as you've seen from the flooding in Pakistan, especially in times of crisis. Shafqat Ali, the MP, was there in the region. MP Ikra Khalid was in the region. MP Salma Zahid was in the region. Our Minister of International Development, Minister Sajjan, was in the region to evaluate what more Canada can do. And we were happy to be at the table with more than $30 million of assistance, because we know we need to continue helping those regions that need our help, that are affected most by climate change. We also have $100 million in feminist international assistance policy development funding women and girl programming in the region, including in Pakistan and of course in other regions in the area. Pakistan and Canada have a long friendship, 75 years of diplomatic ties. We have close to $1 billion in trade and many friends and people-to-people ties. I'm just so happy to be here to speak to that, and I know MP Shafqat Ali can add more to that as well today. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, MP Rajinder Sidhu. पाकिस्तान जो डायस्पोरा है, मुझे को 20 साल से आई एम इन पॉलिटिक्स ग्रास रूट लेवल से, तो तकरीबन मेरा ख्याल है कोई 2010 या 11 के लगभग में जो प्रीवियस गवर्नमेंट थी, उन्होंने पाकिस्तान में जो वीज़ा प्रोसेसिंग सेंटर था वो बंद कर दिया था, और हम लोग जहाँ भी जाते थे prior to becoming MP and now being an MP, तो जो टॉप प्रायोरिटी ऑफ डिस्कशन होती थी कम्युनिटी लीडर्स के साथ, कम्युनिटी के लोगों के साथ, दैट वाज कि हमारा प्रोसेसिंग सेंटर पाकिस्तान में क्यों नहीं जाता इस्लामाबाद में। मैं सल्यूट करता हूँ हमारे मीडिया के दोस्तों का कि कंटिन्यूस एजुकेट करते रहें, आप हाईलाइट करते रहें इस इशू को एवरी फोरम पे. और I like to start off by thanking our Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Justin Trudeau, and our Honorable Minister Melanie Joly for their leadership to listening to the Canadian of Pakistani origin and addressing that issue by announcing this policy, Indo-Pacific policy. ये milestone reach किया है, and I'm grateful to our Liberal government. और साथ में हमारी जो Deputy Prime Minister, I also like to thank our Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Chrystia Freeland, on her leadership for stepping up. Honorable Minister Sean Fraser, Honorable Minister Ahmed Hussain, Honorable Minister Umar Al-Gabra, Honorable Minister Kamal Khera, Honorable Minister Harjeet Sajjan, Honorable Minister Anita Anand, and my hard-working colleagues, MP Ikra Khalid, MP Salma Zahid, MP Paul Chang, MP Smeer Zuberi, MP Yasir Naqvi, MP Rob Oliphant, MP Sonia Sidhu, MP Ruby Sahota, MP Ikwinder Gahir, and MP Adam Van Coorden for their hard work and advocacy, and of course my friend Maninder, who was working on the file. And I also recognize our ethnic media again for your continuous bringing up the concern of our communities to all of us. I like to further recognize the efforts of community leaders of Indo-Pakistani diaspora for your constant feedback. I like to mention few names in our media. Arshad Bhatti Saab, Badr Munir Saab, Faisal Majid Saab, Latafa Siddiqui Saab, Ali Shah Saab, Rana Suhail Saab, Awais Iqbal Saab, Ahmed Gureja Saab. I also recognize the effort of our community leaders such as Adnan Bashir, Zarar Rana, who are not here, Shahid Mughal Saab, Tahir Khan Saab, Sabtar Hussain, Khalid Alvi Saab. There's so many who constantly brought forward. Faisal Javed हैं यहाँ पर, Mazhar Shafiq साहब हैं, Ibrahim Daniel, who constantly, at every platform, they brought these concerns to our elected officials. And our government, Liberal government, listened your feedback and announced this. Nadeem bhai, sorry, I miss you. Anjum bhai, I miss you. जब आप नाम लेते हैं तो you miss many of you make less happy and more mad. But forgive me, I've missed a lot of friends. But this announcement, personally to me, it means a lot. And again, I'm thankful to all of you, and I'm thankful to Maninder and my colleagues. Whenever we, Team Brampton, always we work together. Kamal was not able to come today. But we all advocate on local issues. The question you bring forward to us, the feedback you give to us, it doesn't stop here. It goes where it needs to go. So, ये जो opening है, मैं कहता हूँ कि ये new beginning है. अभी मेरा ख्याल है कि बहुत सालों के बाद high level delegation गया पाकिस्तान में. I was part of it. कनाडा में कनाडा ने investment की है उसमें. Visa processing और ये 74 million की जो investment है इसमें, it will open more doors to more students, more visas, more immigration, more trade, more people-to-people ties. So it's a great news for the community, great news for Canadian, and great news for all of us. Thank you so much. My friend Ruby will add up a few words on that, and the Sonia to do as well. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. It's a pleasure to be here, and I know that ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਚਲੋ I hope ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹਦਾ ਫਲ ਮਿਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ I know there's a lot of details still to come out. And the media probably has many questions. Bi kado hoega, kinnek visas process. I know you're going to have tons of questions, right? And so this is a big framework. I just wanted to say that bahut ladakiyan to baad ਇਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ relationship ਹੈਗੀ ਆ Indo-Pacific region ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਨੂੰ define ਕਰੇਗਾ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ century ਦੇ. And so this is a framework. ਇਸ framework ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਨਿੰਦਰ ਨੇ explain ਕੀਤਾ 5 different categories ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ investments and focus ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ so peace ਦੀ category ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ intelligence, cyber security, military defense ਦਾ ਵੀ presence ਉਸ area ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ so Canada will play a role in that area. Trade ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਜੋ people to people ties ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ immigration ਦਾ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੁਲਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ 5 ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ Indo-Pacific region ਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ and ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁਛ 2/3 of ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੀ population ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹ middle class population ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੀ ਜੋ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ 2/3 will be in that region. In the Indo-Pacific. So a बहुत बड़ी opportunity हैगी आपा नु सारे नु economically speaking as well for Canadian businesses. I hear from many Canadian businesses that उन्हां नु उस supports नहीं मिल रहे हैगे on the ground to expand their exports or to have I have a business in my a constituent in my riding who does defense work with India and he needs more support, he always tells me. And I'm sure there's many that want to expand into Pakistan and you want investments into Pakistan. So is tarah di strategy de naal jadon focus hon kar rahi hai Canadian government us area de vich is sariyan cheezaं apan nu faydemand rehngiyan on both sides of the in Canada and in Pakistan and many countries in that region. Aj da jo focus hai asi mainly ज़्यादा पाकिस्तानी मीडिया बुलाई हैगी है but there is Indian media here as well. So जिस तरह Indian visa processing ਦੀ ਵੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ many of our students come from this area, right? Whether it's China, India, Pakistan and the Philippines ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਕਾਫੀ immigration ਹੈਗੀ ਆ. So this is going to help all of those areas and help Canada economically in the future. So we are going to continue providing details. You know, we very happy, I think, as we discussed, we kar rahe sige to, as the weeks go on or days go on, to do one-on-one interviews with many of you so that details nu further discuss kita ja sakda hega. Aj da jeda focus hega bas kuch cheezaं nu highlight karna hega. I know there's many things we can get into for India as well, clean tech sector. When I meet with MPs from India on different summits, I've met with many, especially in the Commonwealth summits. We meet with Pakistani and Indian MPs in those ones. And khas karke they are looking for investments in those sectors and advancement in infrastructure in those areas. So, you know, this will help with that work as well. And so, you know, that is what I want to say, that it's hard to comprehend it all at once. It's a very large policy. It's almost $2 billion of investment in different areas. And holi holi inu apa dissect karange decisions hun is framework de is framework nu nazar rakh ke decisions banaya karenge us area ch. And I think this is a very, very positive step for all of us in the future. So I think we should really be celebrating this announcement. Kyunki for so long we've had such a focus on America, on Europe, and it is about time that we focus on a very lucrative, very promising area of our world, and in which we have a huge diaspora here in Canada. So I think this is our future. And Canada is being forward-thinking and ready right now to develop the right relationships at the right time. So that's all I'll have to say for today. And I'm happy to always take interviews and have other discussions. And I wanted to also say the jo round tables apa kuch time pehla kite sige, you know, all of that feedback that you gave has been taken into consideration, and hopefully eda kafi apa nu positive impact on our time to disuga. Yeah.
Thank you so much, MP Rudy Sota. I would like to call MP Sonia Sidhu to come and say a few words.
Thank you. Good evening. I was thinking I'm the last one. Which point is left over? So mainly, thank you so much for coming here, and I can see the lots of excitement. So Ruby ne Punjabi boli, I'll explain a little bit in Urdu too, because as our focus is today mostly on the Pakistani community, which Shafkat Bhai and Ruby already spoke about that. So 5 component, 2 billion announcement. It's a big announcement. How ये कैसे हुई? ये हम 5 MP हैं, एक टीम की तरह काम करते हैं. आपने feedback दी, हमने वहाँ पे feedback की. हमारे Prime Minister ने, our Deputy Prime Minister. This government is listening. This is a prime example for that. So इसमें जो green future है हमारा, so main thing जो visa offices की बात थी, I went to Commonwealth में पाकिस्तान delegation से मिली, उनके speaker भी आए हुए थे, तो बहुत demand थी इस जो $74 million, 0.6 almost $75 million invest किए गए. So इससे आने वाले time में इतना फ़ायदा होगा, आप खुद ही देख लेंगे कि this government is ready for investment. This investment announcements happen now. You know, this is a feedback, and I will give a credit to you. You gave us feedback, and that is why we all went there, and then this is the result for that. And thank you for coming today, and let's work together to advancement for this announcement. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonia ji. मैं साढ़े को दोस्त इतों ब्रैम्पटन सेंटर तो है ने अपना पाकिस्तानी कम्युनिटी तो आए ने अपना ताहिर खान साहब, अरशद खान साहब, राना उमर साहब, सॉरी आई मिस यू, मुर्तज़ा जोइया साहब, सरफराज हुसैन साहब, नदीम शेख साहब. मुझे जब भी हमारी मीटिंग्स हुई हैं, द फर्स्ट थिंग दे वुड ब्रिंग फॉरवर्ड कि यार लोग हमारे परेशान होते हैं कि प्रोसेसिंग सेंटर वहाँ पर नहीं है इस्लामाबाद में, और इस वजह से प्रोसेसिंग में बहुत लेट आता है. और स्टूडेंट्स की बात होती थी कि हमारे स्टूडेंट्स का भी मतलब नहीं ज़्यादा, ऑल्दो के देयर्स नंबर ऑफ एप्लीकेशन बहुत कम है वहाँ से, लेकिन ऑल आई कैन से कि देखें आपकी जो फीडबैक है वो जैसे आपने जिस काम के लिए हमें भेजा है टू लेजिस्लेट, टू मेक life easy for Canadians, to provide more services to Canadians. तो उसके लिए liberal government is always open to listen and to act upon. तो उसके लिए मैं आप सबका बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ कि आप आपने यहाँ पर आप टाइम दिया आपने.